Hey everybody, I'm Blitz. Welcome to a brand new video on a game called Planet Coaster. So Planet Coaster is an upcoming game by Frontier, who were kind enough to fly me out to London to play the game and spend some time with them. So they paid for me to fly out to London, and they paid for a couple nights in a hotel so I could get this pre-alpha footage to share with you guys. So this pre-alpha version does not have the coaster building in it. It did, but they didn't want me to record it because it was crashing computers. And if I've got 45 minutes to play a game and 30 minutes of that is restarting computers, then that's not good. But I've been told that it is going to be part of the alpha that's coming out tomorrow. So I'm excited to play it because I didn't actually get to try my hand at building the coasters when I was out there. Kind of weird to fly all that way to play Planet Coaster and not, more or less just play Coaster. Anyway, it is what it is. So we've got here basically the game. You can see it's a fairly small world for the alpha version. I've been told it'll scale up in the later releases, but there's not terrible amount of content right now. Basically what they're doing is they're incrementally adding things as they're getting more and more polished. So I'm going to be building a road. The whole point of this video is I want to put down some flat rides so we can get some people in and then kind of build like a food court area and see how that goes. But this is my first time playing the game. I've not practiced or anything at all, and it's kind of raw. You can see me kind of moving around. The controls are a little wonky to get used to on a brand new game with this many controls and shortcuts and stuff. So you need to give me a little bit of creative freedom on that in your mind, where it's a little bit weird. But I had some fun driving around. You can see down on the bottom right there was like sliders, so you can have the different size, the width of the path, and then there's also the length, and then you can lock the angle that you want to do. So we're placing down the first flat right here, and you can see there's like a drop-down menu for the different steps that you want to do. The first step is to make the queue, and then you need to make the exit, and then you need to attach the queuing line to the main path, and then you need to attach the end of it. This setup right here was a little bit weird. It didn't like locking. Like, I had a hard time trying to get the queues to lock to the paths. I don't know why. Some of the other guys didn't seem to have a problem with it, but I think it had to do with my curved paths, and they had more straight things. So, it was alright, but I did have quite a few problems with in the future. So you can see I'm dropping, gaining and dropping the size or the width of it to make a better exit out of there. And then we could turn it on, and as soon as I turn it on, people start kind of coming through the gate. You can see them way back in that little cave. So we're going to put another ride down. This one was kind of my favorite. I was hoping it was going to be a little bigger. It's like a little magic carpet ride. And I've been told that all of the rides in the game are kind of models of real rides in real life. So that's kind of cool. There's like a big Ferris wheel that's part of one of the Disney parks and some of these other ones. So they're true to life, but I don't know how realistic they are. In this version of the game, all parks were set at thrill level 1, or all of the rides were. So none of the rides were more exciting, and people just kind of came in and came out and came in however they wanted. You can see me having more trouble here getting the paths to attach. I don't know why it took me so much messing around with it to get, but I eventually get a little more hang of it. I'm not going to do the big circular curve paths when I do a full series and play the game on my own. But here's some of the other rides. That tall one is the one I end up going with. So they're pretty neat. It's one of the bigger rides. Yeah, here it is. And I want to put that right smack dab in the middle, but I'm going to have to delete some of the pathway in order to have that happen. We can click through, delete it up, and then put it back in. Very nice. Goes in there, and then we'll attach that. I kind of cut out some of these parts of messing around with the exit queues and stuff, because I figured you guys didn't want to see me fumble with it for so much. Then we put the exit on, and then I put the queue on itself. Maybe. There we go. The drop-down menu. So the controls were pretty good. There needed to be some work done, and there will be, I've been told. So this thing, it just really bugged me how I couldn't get things to attach how I wanted it to. But we'll see what happens later on. Hopefully they tweak it a little bit. We'll turn that one on. That's kind of cool. And then I'm going to ride this one too. So there's the camera for all of the rides. And there's like a cinematic camera and then like a first-person camera too. Oh, he's twitching out because I've got it in fast-forward mode. So there was no way to control the camera while you're in the game, or control the game speed while you're riding a ride. But I thought it was really neat. All of the rides had this, from what I saw. They had the first-person mode. You could pan through the different people on it. That's really cool. I looked at all the trailers and things that they had, and the animations from those trailers are actual ones in the game. I didn't think that was going to happen. So each person has their own thrill level. So you can see that lady there was a little more excited than the guy behind her, and different rides interact better with different people. So it was kind of cool to see how they interacted with the rides. I'm hoping to add a few more animations because they kind of got repetitive in a way, and they're going to be adding more people in the game too as it progresses. So that's kind of neat. So let's start on the building of our food court sort of area here. I'm going to do 4 or 2 of each. So we've got the burger stand. I don't know which one this is. I can't read it on my rendering screen here. You can see I'm getting stuck in the controls. That blue box on the bottom is all one container. It's like one building. And then you can share each of those buildings. In the top right, you can see there's a little menu up there. And you can share it and duplicate each one. So that was kind of neat. If you made something you really, really liked, you can duplicate it and then import it different places. If you made an intricate fountain, you could just pick up the fountain and move it somewhere else. So that's really cool. I haven't seen that. I don't know if that was in... I don't remember it being in the other roller coaster games that I had played growing up, or any building game, really. So it was like, make your own blueprint and create this kind of cool structure. So up there's the duplicate button, and this is the edit button. So let's go ahead and we're going to start making some walls. And I'm going to turn this into a castle. I did things a little bit wrong from the way the game wants to react. It has a hard time trying to figure out how close to put pathways to. The pathway, you can't make a courtyard, or I couldn't find a way to make a courtyard. And the animator who was with me, he was having a hard time with it too. I could tell there were certain things that I was doing that was just making him cringe. But that's, hey, it was my first time playing it, and this guy's been working on it for a number of years. So I make an archway to get in on both sides, and then I fill in the walls with the bottom. I don't even know what these are called. Whatever that's called. And you can see that on the bottom you can go inside or outside of those little dotted lines. So you can see me going in and out every once in a while, and that kind of helps with the alignment of the buildings. I should have done it on the outside, I think. I did have a problem when I put on the first floor, but it kind of got righted, so that was kind of neat. So I got both of the walls done. We're going to put the front on. There it is. You see me bouncing back and forth there. And then the archway was outside, so I moved it inside. And that's going to go the second layer. I put that on as a second layer, so it's a little bit taller. This is one thing I'm really looking forward to, is the modular building and creating like a structure or a food court, or even like a container for like a merry-go-round that you walk into the front of the park. I really wasn't expecting to enjoy that until I started playing it, and it was really cool. So we got these going in. I hope you guys like this cutting and editing, because it was a little bit frustrating for the audio. So you can hold down Shift and drag up, and then it brings up. And I forgot to click on that one. I'll fix it later. But you can see it goes in, and then it's simple. It like stays together. I'll put a floor on now. And the same thing goes to the floor. You can put it on the top, and it attaches to the top of the walls. And once we get all of these in, then I'm going to do that again. So it's the Shift, and you can drag it up or down. You can see how many ticks it goes up, so you can keep it measured all the time if you want. And we'll fill up another floorway here. But works pretty good. It does take the camera angle I was at wasn't very good, and then we can rotate the corners. So this is what the corners overlapped a little bit, which was fine. I fixed it using some other tools here. You can see this little parapets, whatever these things are called. I added these on. I thought they looked really neat, so I put it there to kind of conceal the one block over, and put them on all 4 sides. I thought it turned out really nice. This was literally in the first hour of testing out the game, not even knowing the controls. It was that straightforward. There is a button too that's stacking. I don't know if it's on the screen there, but you can stack. And I did this just to annoy the animator. Put put the door on sideways. I thought I was being cheeky. And we can do all the lights. You can see there's different props in here. All the lights. Some of the lights cast shadows, like those stadium, or the lights on the top row, the colored ones, they cast shadows. Others of them are just kind of like spotlights. And then we've got the stands make music. And bring it up. There you go. Go up. Oh, I think I derped it up again. Cool. So that's good. And you can see the little shops in there. We made a nice little food court. I liked it. I had fun building that. They said not many other people jumped into a food court like that when they first started playing. And there's all the different signs you can put on the outside. And let's see, is there any good ones here? Yeah, the food. I've got a food one. I think this is more meant to be directly over the top of a stall rather than like in front of the food court. But it worked out okay. I liked it. And then I just start throwing in everything because I'm running out of time. So I was like, okay, well, we're going to add as many props and as much fun stuff to this build as we possibly can. There's like a mermaid thing on the sign. So what else do we have? There's all sorts of things, all the props. I think there were, a total of 4 shops? 3 shops in the bathroom stall. And then we had 13 flat rides. And like all of these different other props, like this big sailboat, or a big pirate boat, or galleon, or whatever it is. And then we have, my favorite thing was the giant tentacles and the swamp monster. And we'll get to that in a little bit. But you can create like little themed areas. So this could be like a pirate theme, or you could do a castle theme. Maybe there'd be a dragon coming up, or other things like that. You can see there's a big anchor down there in the bottom. We've got all sorts of other cool stuff we can add. I'm going to try to do the pathway through there and see this. I don't remember how much I cut out of this or not, but it did have a little bit of problem trying to connect all of the different things together. You can see it's trying to snap to everything, and everything's too close together. So it didn't work out all right. If I do it next time, I'd build the path first before building a building over top of it. And yeah, then I can snap them together, but none of the paths are linked together. So nobody could really walk through it. I couldn't figure out a way to make a courtyard. So it is what it is. I hope they fix it. They were making notes for all the things that we were running into. So I have great faith that they'll do something about it. You can see how frustrating it was to sit there and go back and forth with the pathway. And there are other things, like the control key stops snapping, and forget some of the other keys. It's been like a week since I played, or so, a couple days. Cool. So I got that made up, and I didn't attach it before I ran out of time. I got the giant tentacle beast coming in now. You could sink these, holding that shift key down like we did earlier. You could have sunk those underground so you didn't see the animated lift on it. But I thought that was cool that it's not just a swamp monster, but it's a real animated lift around the big sea thing, or the big ship. I totally forgot to go in. I think maybe in the next video I do that. I go underground with them. And I've been told that there is no bottom limit for underground. So when I start playing with roller coasters, you can make an entire roller coaster underneath the ground. Oh, and this thing's roared too. It's kind of cool. Easy neat. And I did want to try to, the next thing I'll do here is I'll put down one of the bigger prop items, or another big prop item, a skull here. And I wanted to see if you could attach other prop items like scenery to the scenery. So I put in some things here. I wanted to make a mustache on him, and it didn't bend. I was hoping it would kind of fold around the face, but it just goes flat. And then you can move it in or out. I think that's the control key. Control key's turn. Alt maybe does that. And I want to put eyebrows and hair on him, but it didn't work as I was hoping it did, but it was still kind of neat to do. I was hoping to give the guy like a big afro. I might be able to put a tree on there and give him a big afro in the future. It's kind of cool. Anyway, that is what I've got for this first video. Kind of just a 50,000 foot primer flyover. I literally had like 45 minutes, and 15 minutes of that was like me learning the controls. So we're going to get into another video here very shortly, in a couple hours, and then we'll jump in tomorrow on the full alpha release. So guys, thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed, and keep your stick on the ice. We'll catch you next time.